All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Welcome back. We got War 4, 5, and 6 going up against H-Car, LVT, and TCN. This is basically this is the halfway point of the season. Once we through these 6 wars, and we're in a good spot. I mean, we're cruising right now. I think we're the only one without a loss, and we're winning in attack bonus by a pretty sizable margin. So yeah, sitting pretty. Yeah, so this first war I only had 2 fights, Cassie and Mangog Mini. LVT had 3 fights, Man Thing, Sassy, Kingpin, and then TCN 4 fights, Scarlet Witch, Rintrah, Wong, and then Sassy boss fight. So that was fun. We're gonna roll right into a mastery setup here. We got this is all set up for Mr. Fantastic, because I don't need pretty much anything for Nick Fury. Cassie and Nick Fury, that's my only fight with him. I always have deep wounds, so that's pretty much all he needs. Despair, which is maxed, but that helps. But you're putting 1 in despair anyway, just to get to deep wounds. So yeah, this was basically, I put an extra 1 in Petrify. I took out Mystic Dispersion and maxed Inequity, and put 1 in Resonate. So this is you can't really parry and stun on this node. I mean, you can, but you get like basically 1 every 8 seconds, 12 seconds, something like that. And you get a Disorient, which so I pretty much play it stun immune, right? And with her, she does have an evade chance. She's not an Avenger, so I don't start with 6. So the level 1 start was to pretty much, straight away get to 4 tactical charges with a level 1. To play this really safe, you want to do, medium, light, 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 or medium, light. You don't want to finish combos with a medium or light, because she can evade and, you can pop. But it's his only fight. So you can be more reckless. There's nothing catastrophic that she can retaliate with. It's going to kill you or come close. And then B, the recklessness actually plays in your favor, because if she evades and hits you, it's going to stack some tactical charges, and it's going to make you, it's going to allow you to prevent evasion anyway. Like right here, see, so my tactical charges just. And yeah, then we throw level 1, we just keep the charges up. I think they're well into 10 stacks, so, and she's almost dead anyway. I mean, just the bleeds alone with max wounds is just, it's ridiculous. Like, you don't think about it when you're not playing it, but when you sign into Nick Fury, it's ridiculous, Light Enders are just nuts. And if you can, that was with no, the passive bleeds, whatever that is, when you stack 7. So yeah, so this fight, the Odin was for a pre-fight, obviously, for someone else, but yeah, otherwise, if you're taking it with Mr. Fantastic, he's absolutely capable. He's fantastic for it, right? But you want the power stance synergy. If you can muster it, now you can do She-Hulk, which is another science, or Vulture, right? Or Doc Ock, which actually does have merit. Vulture too, though, like, he's kind of grown on me a bit, but like Doc Ock is, I'm pretty sure he's global attack in this. So yeah, another option, right? Or Sentry. But yeah, so this fight, if you don't have a chair, sit down, because this is a 3-minute fight, maybe more. Without the power stance synergy, it takes time. So your rotation, I don't even think I think it was just the 1 special that Mangog throws, and that's it. And because he's got a passive power gain mechanic in his kit. It's really like a power flood, right? Reduced combat power rate, but passively gaining, all the time. So once you get Petrify stacked, it's just constantly reversing his power, right? And any of the combat power rate gain that he get is just, essentially ignored. yeah, so then, you know, you try to carefully study that he's not going to throw any more specials, he's not going to get there. So, okay, if you can, it's whatever, you know, that's a good thing, controlling the fight. And then you just throw level 3s, because that gets you that passive fury, which is it's a solid fury. You just cycle level 3s, but it's a safeguard node. I don't even think he hits the cap at all, even with that heavy. But yeah, you just basically just keep throwing the level 3 and stacking the fury. Not stacking, but refreshing, I should say. I don't think it stacks. But yeah, it's super safe. I mean, you've got evasion, you've got inequity, you got a ton of evasion now with all those debuffs. Like, if you like miss a parry or whatever, I mean, I can literally stand here and I'm pretty sure I would evade all or most of the combo. But it's fun because you kind of have to be dialed in. You have to focus wholeheartedly, because you know, if they start, you know, what AI usually does is, if you have evasion you know, in your corner, they'll do like a full combo trying to catch you. So you have to either parry or be ready to just keep evading. In the case of Mr. Fantastic, because oftentimes he's just going to keep evading. But it's fun. You know, you got to keep up with it though. But yeah, it's there it is. There it is. Try to catch me, huh? I love the big hand though. He puts that big hand up to defend. Level 1 here. I think I tried to kill him like you know, it's kind of habit. Parry level 1 here. That's what the delay was for. Parry level 1, so you get 2 extra debuffs. Kills him, you get 2 extra debuffs. It didn't matter. Last fight with him and of the war, and like I think I get like 8 debuffs. Yeah, so we did win this. I think this was the kind of the blowout. These guys gave up the ghost. Yeah, 15 defender kills, 4 for us. It's okay. I mean, we could do better than that for sure. But yeah, 15, you know, good war, guys. We're gonna roll right into this. You know, my standard setup, you know, back to defense and MD. I think I don't typically move out of MD unless it's like for some significant fights, or unless I kind of need, you know, a particular mastery. So, but yeah, standard. This was actually going to be, I got She-Hulk, Rogue, right? Rogue making a debut.
What the hell is that?
And it was going to be Colossus and OR synergy for the armor ups. So in turn, you know, more power draining from the global and then also attack. But you need a white max for that, so I wouldn't have that. My team is white max, so the guy that was going to place it, I think he was basically not going to be able, he wasn't going to be available to place it, do his fights and then place that for some time, hours. And so, you know, I suggested the pivot, and it worked great. I mean, I don't think I've ever taken Rogue in war before. And I've been wanting to. I mean, because, you know, on Theorycraft, and, you know, you look at on paper, you're like, damn, like mutant boosts, you know, loaded up with boosts, and, you know, that level 2, I mean, nuts. And she's global, so, she doesn't even need it. That's the beauty of it. Like, she doesn't need horsemen, you know, doesn't need a prowess increase from like say a Professor X synergy. I mean, all that would be great, you know, if you could, you know, you could muster that in a war, sure, but she doesn't need it. That's the beauty of it. So yeah, standard man thinking right here. Like, you see, I think I just hit him with the protection up. He's dead. Before that, like, he didn't want to. He's been a little uncooperative the last like 33% of his health or so. Didn't want to, you know, go for an intercept, so we just do it the hard way. But yeah, Sassy, I think it was a rank 5 Sassy. Mighty Charge The pivot also allowed, because I'm basically just putting a white mags on Kingpin. That was the white mags. But it also simultaneously works great for Sassy here, because it's nice to have that. Don't necessarily need it, but it is nice to have. You saw I delay that parry at the start. I let it almost run out because I want to catch him with a few lights, dash back, and try to catch him with a draft back intercept. But I didn't want to, like, you don't want to, that passive stun duration is so long. I didn't want to, like, start the combo way. They don't follow. They're not as likely to follow and chase, is what I'm getting at, in my experience. I think protection comes back up here. No, that was mighty charge. Here it comes. Oh, got it in. I snuck it in. Yep, interact, missed that. It activated as I'm trying to parry. Yeah, I mean, I played this Sassy fight beautifully. This is typical. I mean, I've fought Sassy on 5D and everywhere else so much. See that spacing, you get that good spacing where you're just far enough away. If the first hit of that ground grab, right? If that first hit, if you dash back and it misses you, oh, it's money. You are in like Flint. So he lifts. If you're dead right there, see how my dash back and spacing was just enough to where like it misses you, that hits me right there. So if it clips you on block, you're going to be just far enough away to where oftentimes you can still you can make the dash in, but man, you have to be really, really on it. The window is much smaller, and it's not guaranteed either, like depending on how far. But the takeaway is if he lifts that ground and it doesn't touch your block, oh, you're just in. Easy retaliation. So anyway, yeah, we got white mags for the parry. This is that falter node, basically when vigilance wears off on his vigilance buff, which is like every X seconds. You have a window of time, a couple seconds to knock him down, or you get a falter debuff. But not only is she's global, right? So she gets those armor up every time you knock him down. But her level 2 is all you need anyway. You're gonna sit here and chain these. Plus, if you do get a falter right here, I'm kind of like getting my feet wet, feeling the fight out. I saw the falter coming. I was like, we'll just wait. But she got that fast shrug, so it just goes. But yeah, like once you get these level 2s up, and I just stay on it, and I go for these corner intercepts, those wake up intercepts, and he falls for them every time. He's trying to retaliate right here. You see, like he's not blocking, and I'm gonna catch him with it every time. You don't want to block, boom, not blocking. I'm gonna catch him every time. You're either gonna block, yeah, that's it. Your only option is to block or do a special or attack, and he's trying to attack, but I'm gonna intercept every time. He's just, you're gonna learn today. Right here. Yeah. This is her only fight, but man, she championed it. Championed this fight. Yeah, that was fun. That was fun, right? Like, rank 3, I would love to rank 4 Rogue. I never use her, because generally in a mutant quest or something, I'm using someone else that's faster, APOC, basically, and any number of, shenanigans, Cable, Kang, Beast. My Beast is rank 3 though. Seriously. He needs a buff, Anyway, we won this, so what, 9-2? That was a good outing for us. 2 deaths. That's good. LVT gave up 9. So this is the one where Scarlet Witch on 5 is my first fight here. Placement makes sense because I overlooked it. Like, she nullifies on crit, right? Like when you're playing with her and you hit them and you crit, you land a crit, it's 90% chance to nullify. So nullify, right? And that's how all her shenanigans occur. And but it's also if she receives a hit. So I didn't realize that she also nullifies when she receives a hit. So boom. The placebos, if you don't have a buff immune champ, those placebos she's going to nullify as you're hitting her and you're using criticaling against her. So I was like, damn, good call. Titania already terrible crit rate, one of the lowest in the game, so not much to worry about there. But for extra safety, you saw I removed all the precision masteries, and right here I get jammed right there. Like I thought I parried her or something, and I still had haymakers up. But anyway, I was like, ugh. I just got locked up, and I was like, oh wait, I'm good. But yeah, so already really low crit rate. Removed the precision masteries and just max greater attack and despair, and then I'll just respec. Well, the plan was to respec after this, but I just rolled right into Rintrah and forgot to respec. Not a big deal. I mean, these are, it's not going to make much difference. The real winner here is the power stings, man. Like in all, she had what, 3 fights, and all of them, when I reviewed them all, I was like, damn. Half the damage, I would say, between 40 and 50% of the damage came from power stings in all 3 of these fights. If you just watch, like, it's nuts. But this team's never gonna happen in war, or not very often. Right there, boom, power sting chunk. So I do appreciate the guys like lining it up. Like free science, it's not, clearing paths. You pretty much never want 3 of the same champ, class, I would say. But level 1 here. Yeah, look at that. Chunk. It's power sting chunk. But yeah, no, it was great to be able to take the full power stings team, because I mean they're great for her too. Like I think they scale with her furies like they do with She-Hulk. But yeah, like just keep knocking them down with heavies. You have the Titania. Like she is probably my favorite champ to play right now. Like I really enjoy using Titania. And I think it's the juxtaposition of like everyone in GT40 is like, oh, Titania, they pretty much, it's kind of a consensus they don't really care for her. And I think it's kind of funny because I love using her. Like I think she's great. And there's some other guy from another alliance, a lot of other alliances actually, they like Titania a lot, and like she's just kind of clowned at GT. It's because like I think a lot of players like Spider-Man 2099, and she's banned all the time, so you have to look for alternatives, and no one's using Red Guardian. So yeah, so anyway, I realized what was happening here. I was like, oh yeah, masteries. So went ahead, respected defense, max inequity, max 2 in resonate. I already had that, but yeah, went with the extra 1 in resonate because what do you get, an extra chance, 1%, 2% chance to activate, plus slightly more on the weakness. Yeah, Wong. This is pretty straight. I mean, I've said it before, and like she does. Titania does not need science boost at all. Her specials just don't do jack. They're only for the debuffs. I think that's why I like the level 1 with her. I stick with the level 1 because when you roll with inequity, that level 1 debilitate, I think, it extends the duration of all your other debuffs by a lot. So it gives you a constant uptime on a lot of debuffs, like a multitude, right? So like inequity's always there and present, helping you, which is great. Plus, she does more damage with debuff, like the boost debuff. So yeah, like basically, standard Titania stuff here. Stay offensive. And that's the thing with her. Like, I get why she's not everyone's cup, because you do have to maximize her kit. It all lends to playing hyper aggressive. Like haymakers in general, it's like the best. It's one of, if not the best, ability in the game. I mean, look at that. You get like 2 or 3 seconds, 4 seconds, something like this, of like passive, the 3 best buffs in the game. Indestructible, unblockable, unstoppable. It's nuts. So, and you can decrease that, cooldown time of 30 seconds with intercepts, with synergies, with debuffs, like all kinds of things. So, yeah, like if you can, time everything and just bring it all together and like, really take the time to learn how to play with her. I think she's great, So yeah, here, We got, I went ahead, you can see I took Stupefy out because I don't need those, and I just add them to the defense tree to max out Greater Vitality, just for the extra health, you know, why not? And yeah, like, so loaded up. I didn't put combat power rate pre-fight. I didn't want that on Sassy because, you know, I really didn't even want the petrify, but you know, my strategy here is to basically, you know, use the Titania synergy with the heavies, you know, keep the extra debuffs up for the damage, but then also mainly the level 2s, you know, cycling these level 2s with the extra debuffs up and the petrify, it's a constant, you know, willpower drain. So yeah, I mean, that's the strategy. Level 2s, essentially. In hindsight, right?
You had one job. Just the one?
Because I watched some other videos, Zap, man, he owns, and some other She-Hulk players, Suida too, like, you know, the level 1s, and I was like, man, do I need to do the level 1 round? But like, the one thing I always overlook is that, you know, and I even said it earlier, is the Furies, with the Power Sting synergy, right? The Furies, they scale with the Furies, so the level 1s, you're sitting here stacking Furies. I guess the main thing with the level 1s is that I don't like the fact that you're having to keep those Fury stacks up, right? Like, and it's kind of a, you know, a pressure sensitive situation. You're like, oh, I gotta stack now, I gotta keep these ramps, which I guess can lead to mistakes, you know? It's kind of like where my head goes, but like, so with the level 2s, I don't care so much about the Furies falling off. Like, you know, he's large, right? So they taunt, and, you know, and they last longer anyway, so great, but like not focusing on keeping them up. You know, get to level 2, cycle to level 2s. Get to level 2, cycle to level 2s. Heavy on the level 2, push into level 2, so that I can counter with the heavy, because that's your only window. It's that right there, is baiting a level 2, countering with the heavy. That's the only way you're getting heavy. But yeah, so like that's the plan. I mean, it's going pretty well. Like the block penetration, it starts to add up, which I kind of knew it would. That's why I boosted the move, right? And so, but we're kind of, I'm not turning a corner, you know, we're just trading the life lead, basically, you know. But I think part of that may be because my debuffs fell off. But you know, I should have been cycling. See, right there, I actually got good spacing to counter the level 1. In this fight versus a lot of my other Sassy fights, which I'm not surprised, the spacing doesn't line up often at all to be able to counter the level 1. It wasn't lining up. Like, I think there's a couple more here. Still playing aggressive. Like right here, a little too far away, you know, a little too far away. I push it to a level 1 again. I think right here also, probably a little too far away. Boom, nicking me, and right there, like when I just didn't feel good with the dash in, and then, I mean, I get wrecked with the
I died.
A little bit.
The premature intercept anyway, but like, yeah, like there's a lot of that in that fight, but I appreciate, you know, them giving me the chance. I mean, I still like the fight, you know. Love Quicksilver. Did a lot of practice with him. I just kind of like ruled him out because like, oh, it'd be too long. But who cares if it's longer or if it's 3 minutes? Like, if you solo, you solo. She finishes up. But yeah, like I was just boosted up. I knew I'd be able to just, you know, get him down. Not a problem. I like Quicksilver. Titania, Swedish says that she can do it. I think she can, but man, like dueling with my 3-star Titania versus my rank 4 Sassy, can't do it. She just can't do it. A rank or a 3-star She-Hulk can do it. A 3-star Quicksilver. Now, granted, they get their damage in different ways. They have a way to reverse or do that maximum damage. We did win against TCN, by the way. Yeah, it was like 9-5. 5 deaths for us is but 9 for them. All right, we'll take it. But yeah, like that's not a good gauge, right? Like, oh, a 3-star Titania can't do the duel. Okay, not a good gauge. I definitely think she could do the fight, like a rank 4 or a 7-star Titania, but you got to have max to spare, and you got to be super aggressive. You have to back off the aggression a bit against Sassy because of the rupture risk. he can, you sitting there like taking hits, he can still rupture you. But anyway, great war, guys. We'll meet him again. Again, thanks guys for giving me the opportunity. Professor X though, man, I saw that video of I think some guy from Matrix. I'm on Professor X for that fight for sure. We're gonna send Boyd, I'm pretty sure, next time. He could definitely do it. But like, God, that Professor X video is money. But yeah, I appreciate y'all watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Peace.